You see the flex? You see the flex? This video is the start of a training routine that will make you go from a normal person to Baki. This training routine will help you get aesthetic like Baki and develop his martial arts prowess. The video you're currently watching is day 1, which is back and buys. Day 2 will be chest, shoulders, and tries. And finally, day 3 will be legs. With that being said, let's get straight into day 1 of becoming Baki. The first part of Baki training is meditation / breathing practice. It would make a lot of sense that Baki would cultivate the skill of breath control and presence. This will help him modulate his heart rate whilst in a fight, as well as keeping his mind clear and focused on his opponent. I have a full comprehensive guide on meditation releasing in the next couple of weeks, so look out for that if you're interested in the topic. Now let's get into the actual workouts. To start the back workout off, we have an upper body warm-up. The first on our list for a warm-up is shoulder dislocates. This gets blood flowing to your shoulder joints and stretches out the muscles in your chest and front delts. Next, we have wrist circles. This will get blood flowing to the wrist and elbow joints, and we see Baki do this all the time in the anime. So you get to look like Baki while preserving your joints. Win-win. Make sure you're doing this actually with some force behind the turns in your wrists. You should feel like cracking almost, or like a good sensation in your elbows. After wrist circles, we have wrist curls for 30 seconds both ways. This helps prevent and counteract elbow injuries like golfers and tennis elbow, which I happen to suffer from. This will also build your forearm up and give you those Baki-like forearms. Make sure you do this on both arms. The last thing on our warm-up is a dead hang mixed with breathing. You see, as I breathe in, I loosen my shoulders and scapula. Then as I breathe out, I kind of squeeze and retract. This will stretch your rib cage out, and when you stand up, you'll actually feel the difference. It feels really good though. After that warm up, we start off with wide grip pull-ups for 2 sets. This works the lats and biceps and will help aid in building that demon back. You see Baki do pull-ups in his gym class, and he was just flying through these. Baki doing pull-ups as a grappler makes sense. The main muscle used when grappling and wrestling are your pulling muscles, so it is important that those are well developed. Next, we have one arm assisted pull-ups for 2 sets on the right and 3 sets on the left. These are very challenging. As you can see, I can barely get more than 2 reps on my right hand. Everything about the pulling muscles applies here, as well as developing unilateral strength, which is strength in one side of your body. After one arm pull-ups, we have 30-pound weighted pull-ups for 3 sets. Everything I said about regular pull-ups applies here twofold. This will really have you building your demon back, and it will have you flying through normal pull-ups just like Baki on his gym test. See the flex? I had to flex one of them after the pull-ups. You see the flex? Flex, we getting that Baki physique. We not there yet though. After 30-pound weighted pull-ups, we have 10-pound weighted pull-ups for 2 sets. By now, your pulling muscles should be really exhausted, but we know Baki doesn't stop until it feels like his muscles are literally on fire. You build great muscular endurance in your pulling muscles, which will be excellent for grappling. After this, we have 30-pound weighted chin-ups just for 1 set to exhaust our biceps some more. Next, we have towel grip pull-ups for 2 sets. This is a great exercise for your forearms. Your forearms should be the limiting factor. As you can see, I just fell, but don't worry, I get it back in blood with the towel. After that, we are finally done with the pull-ups. Now, I don't know what these are called, so I'm just going to say bar rows for 4 sets. This is almost like a shrug. It works your trap and adds thickness to your upper back, giving you even more of that demon back appearance. This will also help thicken up your neck, which is excellent for fighting. After bar rows, we're going to be doing ring rows for 2 sets. This is just some burnout volume to tire you out more. You can't fight good if you don't have muscular endurance. You have to be able to push through pain, push through that lactic acid fermentation, and still work. After that workout, eat. You gotta eat big to get big. So imagine your Baki before you went to fight the Yasha 8. I had a yogurt with some blackberries and fish, rice, and spinach. After you took a 2 to 3 hour break, it's time for the second exercise. Because we all know Baki does not just work out once a day. This second exercise will be more martial arts focused. We're going to start this next exercise off with gymnastic ring dips for 3 sets. This will work your shoulders and chest, helping you deliver powerful punches. After dips, we have neck curls, both ways for 3 sets. I'm using 10 pounds here, but feel free to go lighter or heavier. It makes so much sense for Baki to work his neck. Combat athletes with thicker and stronger necks are harder to get knocked out. NFL players with higher neck strength suffer less CTE and concussions. I mean, look at Mike Tyson's neck. It all correlates. So if you're going to be getting pounded in the head like Baki, it would be very advantageous to have a strong neck. After neck training, we're going to be doing what I like to call speed mode, which is basically bouncing on your feet. You want to get comfortable in either leg. As you saw me doing one leg hop on both legs, it almost looks like I'm dancing. Doing this will help you stay bouncy on your feet. This will help you change directions and just confuse your opponent. Like, imagine you're moving around people in circles. And try and speed up, switch speed, switch directions. Turn in ways that would lead to punches. Like if you notice, turning in ways that would lead to a punch. And like, you could even just dance. Like just dance and have fun with it, but dance with enemies in mind. Dance dangerously, like shit. We see Baki just hopping around all the time, just dancing in his fights. Especially that before he'll start hopping up and down. So yeah, just get comfortable moving on your feet. And this will apply to any martial art. Any martial art that you want to pick up requires a lot of footwork. So just get really good with your feet. Get really nice on your feet, moving in ways that would be advantageous. Moving in ways that would be beneficial to fight a person. Moving in ways that would confuse a person that you're fighting. Look, you want to be able to move like subtly too. Like switch direction quickly without really giving off where you're going. And you want to be able to stay low to the ground while still staying bouncy. Like you don't want to be doing these high ass bounces. It's like the same when you're practicing jump rope. You don't want to go too high because you waste too much energy. But then you don't want to go too low because you won't be fast enough to skip the rope. Think of it like that. When I say stay bouncy, just stay bouncy and keep your feet moving. After speed mode, we have shadow boxing for 5 minutes. Now, this is so fun, and Baki can literally shadow box and see like fucking praying mantis and shit, which is interesting. He's doing some form of image streaming or visualization training, which a video on that is coming soon. So just get comfortable, you know. You could imagine people. If your imagination isn't that good, just throw some punches, and then eventually you'll feel like you're fighting someone. You know, practice your kicks, throw any kind of moves, anything. I'm gonna just let the fighting play because you know what shadow boxing is. You're just basically fighting the air. After shadow boxing, you're going to be light tapping a bag for 2 minutes. This is just some light exercise. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't tap it too heavy here, to be honest, because it was really loud. So I was getting those light taps in, just working on moving around the bag, working on moving my head. And just some combos, some simple combos, though, nothing crazy. Throw some elbows maybe. Just, you know, mix it up. Don't do the same thing too frequently. Because if you're just throwing the same combos, then niggas are going to pick up on your patterns. After that, I took it outside to do some cold exposure fighting. Now, you don't have to do all this. You can end it right there. But with Baki, end it right there. That's what I was thinking. So I had to go and do some extra training. I got some kicks in here, too. I did some kicks on the bag. But you can't even really see it.
Inside when it's cold outside.